On behalf of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, we welcome you to Sri Radha Gopinath Temple for our Sunday festival. We are very much grateful to all of you for being with us today. Especially our two special guests. It has been many years since the exalted personality sitting beside me has been among us here in this temple. He comes to India every year, but he's just too busy for Radha Gopinath Temple. But this time in Vrindavan, Badarsana specifically, he was feeling very much ill. So somehow or other we convinced him to take treatment at Bhaktivedanta Hospital. And when they found out there's nothing so wrong with him, they released him, and under these conditions, finally, after so many years, he has come to visit us at Radha Gopinath. It is my prayer that after this introduction, he will feel so intensely guilty that he will come every year. He is one of the most popular preachers and kirtan singers and leaders of ISKCON throughout the world, especially in the West. One of the most powerful, popular programs amongst devotees, even very senior devotees, is his creative japa retreats and japa workshops, where he really tries to intensify people's focus on quality, sincere, devotional chanting of the holy names. He also has created the Veda Academy in Germany, which is branching out throughout the world, which is presenting Srila Prabhupada and Lord Chaitanya's philosophy in ways that are very much accessible and very much attractive to the modern mind. And of course, Sacinandana Maharaj is just such a blissful, loving servant of Srila Prabhupada and all the devotees. And he's one of my very, very dearest friends and godbrothers in my life. And I request all the assembled devotees to very sincerely and extremely loudly welcome him to Radha Gopinath Temple. Thank you. And we also have with us a person who comes very often. There's no need for much introduction. He's a family member. Travels all around the world. His humility, his sincere devotion, his deep wisdom is an inspiration wherever he goes. Let us very sincerely welcome His Holiness Chandramali Swami Maharaj. We also have special guest from Spain. España? Is that how? That's the only Spanish word I know. Some of them are working with the consulate, others with different business ventures. Very gracious, kind people who have blessed our program today by their company. Let us welcome them to our temple. And we also have devotees from Italy and from Russia and from Ireland and from Germany. And we'd like to ask Satchidananda Swami Maharaj to enlighten us with whatever happens to be pouring from his very devotional heart.
Thank you so very much, Radhanath Maharaj, and I must really say, in your unique devotional charm, you were successful in making me feel extremely treacherous, extremely guilty of being a very bad character man. No, but this is all an exchange of love. When a friend expresses the desire to meet another friend at his base, at his home, he may use very strong words, and the stronger the words are, the more love is pouring forth from them. So I'm very grateful. But in a deeper way, you were lovingly embracing me in your heart, and that is always a great benefit or a great occasion for celebration for me. Really, I'm very grateful. My dear devotees, I would like to give a lecture. My dear guests, I want to address all of you on the two primary human needs and how to fulfill them without crying tears, or how to fulfill them in a way that we are really fulfilled in our hearts. I will say just a few prayers and then start. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Niveshesha Shunyavari Paskatyare Sadarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Yadvaita Garadha Shivasadi Go Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Out of the many Upanishads, we find one Upanishad which is very, very interestingly composed. It consists out of questions and answers. The one who questions is Maitreyi, the beloved wife of the saint Yajnavalkya. They sit together in the forest, and Maitreyi asks very relevant questions about many subject matters of human interest, ranging from how to live happily in this world to how to get liberation from the pangs of this world, like death and rebirth. And Yajnavalkya gives answers. sometimes his answers come immediately, and at other times his answers come after the saint has gone deep in meditation and contemplation and seen in a spiritual way the answer to the questions of his wife Maitreyi. You may know that the old saints in India are called rishis. Rishis means seers. They can see the truth in a spiritual way appearing in their hearts. So imagine the scene, a beautiful forest, nice sun rays, in the distance a lake shimmering with cool water, and under a mango tree, you will have to remember this word mango, you need it for the lecture, under a mango tree, slightly on an elevated seat, Yajnavalkya, the saint with grey hair, and before him, very humbly and inquisitive, his good wife Maitreyi, asking a question. O venerable saint, yes, what are the two most essential human needs? What are these needs? When they are fulfilled, the human being doesn't want anything else any longer, because indeed he feels complete and fulfilled. Yajnavalkya acknowledges the question. Very good question, he answers. And he goes deep in a meditative trance, makes contact with the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his heart, and then comes forward with a beautiful answer, which is extremely relevant for all of us. I also feel for the entire world. I have been in different peace conferences with the UN and so on, and I've talked about this, and I've given, and they all went, yes, what are the deep human needs? Tell us Yajnavalkya's answer. Maybe we can somehow, bring these answers to use for the human mankind who all look so needy at this time. So Yajnavalkya gives this answer. The two most essential human needs are, check these answers very carefully if you can deal with them, if they are for you also. Every human being wants to experience love, first need. And every human being wants to give his love. Everyone wants to be loved, and everyone wants to love or express his love. Indeed, when the human being is able to do this, he feels fulfilled, because out of fulfilling these two needs, everything else comes into his life. If a person can receive love and give love, everything else comes. I didn't believe that really until I came to Mumbai. In Mumbai, I saw one particular scene which convinced me that this answer is entirely correct. I was driving in the car, and I looked at some beggars. They were in a little tent besides the road, or a shackle, and so on. And it was just a moment. We were in a traffic jam, nothing spectacular in Mumbai. It happens very often if you don't know the right times when to travel. And I looked outside, and I for half an hour I was in this traffic jam, and I looked at my neighbors, the beggars. And really, they lived so poorly. But as I looked into their living room, the shack or this tent, I saw love. There was a mother with her little child singing songs to him, Gopal, Gopal. And the beggar man came and looked at his wife and his little son with beaming eyes. And really, the wife looked back, oh, husband, oh, son. There was a giving and taking of love. And then the beggar came out of his little tent, beaming with happiness. And everyone who saw the man just went down with his window and gave him rupees. I also put my window down and said, take my meal. I don't eat today. This is for you. Because I felt here's something so beautiful. Yes, these people don't have a lot of money. They are not Mr. Millionaire. And they have no political influence and not a voice in the Daily Mirror of Mumbai. But they are so content in their little, let me say it like we said in the room, in their little cozy bubble or atmosphere of love. They seemed content. They seemed complete. On the other side, like all of us preachers, we sometimes visit houses with tremendous luxury, abounding in beauty, and people just acting so bad and so tyrannical and so cold with each other, and looking so absolutely distressed and bad. I visited once one of the richest men of India. We met on the Juhu beach, and we were walking on the beach, and he asked me, so Swamiji, what is the wisdom of today? And I told him some Krishna Katha. And then I asked, so what is the business secret of today? And then so we became friendly to each other. And he once invited me into his house, a house where you could cut with a knife the dense atmosphere of misery, of not loving relationships, but the opposite, atrophied feelings, amputated love, so on. So I feel, in comparison, I admit this is a little a drastic comparison, but just to make a point clear, to experience love and to give back your love, that fulfills the heart, because it allows us to enter into a current of, you could say, of loving energy. Now in bhakti, or in spiritual life, we wish to establish this relationship of love to the most loving person, the most lovable person who lives in the kingdom of God, that is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. And as we are successful in making a loving connection, it's called sambandha, a bond of love, a tie of love with God, we feel our needs are very, very fulfilled. There's a prayer in this connection which I would like to read to you. a prayer from Queen Kunti, who had a very eventful life, a life where she saw her oldest son die on a battlefield in the blood of his own heart. And the arrow which was shot by her third oldest son. A very dramatic event for a mother to see how one son kills the other son. It is the most terrible thing which a mother could experience in her life. It is the most heartbreaking thing. And this was happening as a culmination of a series of events in Kunti's life, which were, I mean, it would take another lecture to really discuss this. So after this drama of family quarrel, broken hearts and broken love and all that, Queen Kunti, in great devotion, turned away from the world of men, where such tragedies can sometimes happen, and totally directed her entire attention on Krishna, and prayed a prayer which is so much a prayer of trying to establish the loving connection with the Lord. And please hear this. I will read it in Sanskrit because it's just so beautiful. You might feel something, and then the English will come. Tvai me nanya vishaya matir madhu pater ratim udvatat adagango vogam mudanvati. O Lord, as the Ganges forever flows to the sea without hindrance, let my attraction and love be constantly drawn unto you without being diverted to anyone else. Queen Kunti turns her whole being, her whole emotions, her whole affection towards the Supreme Personality of Godhead, praying for a loving relationship, praying to be allowed that her feelings flow like a river to the sea, into the great sea of the Lord's heart. She prays for this sambandha with all her being, because she knows that really the human heart feels the highest amount of ecstasy which is not interrupted and disturbed by misunderstanding. When his love flows to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and when he feels some of the love of Krishna. When His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj visited me in my little eremitage on the top of the mountain in Manga, I was in great pain, physical pain. And he so lovingly came and said, you need medical attention. Come with me to Mumbai. Our hospital staff will care for you and repair you. And they did. They were surprised. First they put you into full anesthesia, and then they put something into you, and afterwards you are in a new body when you wake up. So successful minor operation and a lot of other medical care, and they repair your car, give new tires, new windshields, and say, now go Maharaj, go, fully repaired. But there was a time when the pain was so bad, and I noticed, what is my shelter now? What is my shelter in the face of physical pain, emotional heartbreak? And what is my shelter at the moment of death, when everything, not just my possessions, but my life breath will be taken away violently from me? What is my shelter in this world? And it is of course very clear, the shelter is the Lord. I prayed, I said, my Lord, I don't want to pray now that you repair my physical body, but could you please arrange something so that I can function? And the next moment I saw His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj's smiling face, and he said, after 3 sentences, you need medical attention. And I could immediately put the 2 things together. Radhanath Maharaj's smiling face and the Lord. See, if you want to have the love of Krishna, Krishna may sometimes respond by giving you his love through the devotees. The devotees of Krishna, the devotees of God, fulfill a plan of God. They are instruments, so to say. The Christians in Europe have a saying, God works with his hands in this world, which are the other Christians. That's an understanding which they have. Similarly, the devotees, the bhaktas of Krishna, know that Krishna fulfills his plans, which he has for each one of you, sometimes through his devotees. And you can experience the love of God through his devotees. In this connection, I would like to tell you a very nice story. Once, deep in the forest, there was an ashram which had been opened by one singular saint. His name was Radha Mohan Goswami. Radha Mohan Goswami had come deep into the forest and had done his sadhana under a tree. There were still wild tigers there, but because he was such a powerful devotee, soon more became attracted, and then they built this beautiful ashram. This ashram became very popular, but it was still in the midst of the forest, and sometimes tigers would try to enter and steal some from the kitchen. So there was need of keeping a chokidar, a door guard, like our Prabhu there is our doorkeeper. He is the powerful man here. So there was, you call in India a guard, a chokidar. So it so happened that there was a farmer living nearby. This farmer came one day, knocked at the doors of the ashram because he wanted to visit the temple inside the ashram. But this time the farmer said, "My dear brother Chokidar, you are such a great soul. You were the first one to allow me in this ashram and allow me to see the deities of Radha." The deities were called Radha Gopinath in that ashram. I want to just express my gratitude by giving this papaya to you. It's the best papaya from my papaya tree. It is very mature and very nice. The Chokidar felt, oh, I'm just doing my duty. The one who really should get the papaya fruit is Swamiji, Radha Mohan, who opened this ashram and who made this facility that I could do my service at the guard and that you could, and so on. But he didn't speak to the farmer. He just acknowledged, thank you so much, thank you. Then when the farmer had taken his darshan and had left the ashram, the Chokidar went to Swamiji. Swamiji, I always wanted to say this to you, but I'm somehow a hard-hearted man. But today I want to express my gratitude. I'm so thankful that you allowed me in this ashram. Please take this papaya as a token of my love. Swamiji took the papaya and said, thank you. But in his mind he thought, I didn't do anything. I just sat here and prayed, and Gopinath did everything. So when the Chokidar was gone, he thought, in our ashram we have a sick brahmachari who already lies for 3 months in his bed. He needs a little vitamin C. So he went, please, you take this papaya, take some vitamin, it's good for your health. Me? I'm so worthless, said the sick brahmachari. But thank you, Swami. You came to my sick bed and gave me a papaya. This means so much to me. Then, when the Swamiji had gone, the brahmachari thought in his heart, I should really express gratitude to the cook who always cooks this steamed vegetables and baked potatoes for my diet. And when Cook Prabhu came, he gave the papaya to Cook Prabhu and said, for you. It's a long story, I think you slowly get the point. Cook Prabhu gave it to Govinda Das, who chants 64 rounds. Govinda Das thought, I'm just trying to serve. I give it to the newcomer who lacks in faith. I think if he sees a papaya, he will think how great God is. He just packaged a beautiful fruit, complete with outside and inside, and his faith may grow. So the newcomer, what, you are such an advanced devotee and you give me a papaya? Thank you. Then the newcomer thought, I should really express my gratitude to Brother Chokidar. He allowed me entry into the temple. So he said, Chokidar, I always wanted to say this. I'm very grateful for you for opening the door. Here is a papaya for you. So Brother Chokidar got the papaya and thought, oops, I know this papaya. I wonder how this papaya came to me. Let me track the journey of the papaya. So he went to Swamiji and said, Swamiji, how did you like my papaya? And Radha Mohan Goswami said, well, it looked very mature and very nice, but I didn't eat it. I thought it should go to the to our sick man who is always lying there, he needs a few vitamins. It's all right, said Shogida. That's all right, Swamiji. I just wanted to know. So he went to the sick brahmachari. And I have many other things to tell, so I will make it short. The sick brahmachari said, I gave it to Brother Cook, but I so much relished the love of Swamiji. It was much more important than the relish of a papaya for me. Brother Cook said, I took the papaya, but just that someone comes to me and says, thank you for your cooking. It meant so much for me that I thought, yeah, I'm complete. I don't need to eat this papaya now. Aha, said Brother Shokidhan. To whom did you give the papaya? To Govinda does this. He always chants 64 rounds and more, and sometimes he fasts. He doesn't come regularly to the meals. I said, let him have a papaya. So then Shokidhan came to Govinda. I said, you received a papaya? What did you? Yeah, I received it, and I thought so much love came from Brother Cook. I was overwhelmed. I didn't need it to eat, so I gave it to the Newman. Thank you, said Shokidhan. Then he took the papaya, brought the papaya in his room, cut it up, offered it to Krishna, and ate it all by himself. Because he thought, this papaya is not an ordinary papaya. It is a papaya which has come to me by the circle of love. People gave it to each other, but what they really did is they gave their love, their appreciation, their deep feelings of gratitude to each other. It's a love-laden papaya. It went through the circle of love. I now offer it to the Lord. I relish it now. And so on. Then when he was in the midst of his eating, Swamiji came. Oh, what are you eating? The brahmachari could all of a sudden walk again after he had experienced the love of Swamiji. He came in the room. What are you eating? The cook came in the room, and Govinda Das came in the room, and finally the newcomer came in the room. And Chogida said, I'm eating the papaya of love. Would you like to also join me? And they all sat around in the circle and ate the papaya together. Hare Krishna. My dear devotees, my dear Radhanath Maharaj, I have picked this story to express something which is deep in my heart. Obviously, the Swami in my story is not Radha Mohan Goswami, he is Radhanath Swami. The people in my story are people from the Radha Gopinath community. A community which has learned, some of the members I guess are still learning, to enter into the circle of love, where you know the true love or true completeness lies in giving and not in holding back, or even worse, in taking. If we can make this story of the papaya a daily affair where we express our gratitude and our gratefulness, and where we also receive gratefulness and love. Our life is complete. No further needs. The other needs which we have, needs for security, emotional well-being, some social well-being, physical well-being, they will come once this magical and highest energy of love is flowing freely. You must know, my dear devotees, that deep in the human heart, almost undercover, oops, what is the right English word? Underneath the surface, you understand? There is a river flowing. It's a river of love. But because we are so often disappointed in this human world, in trying to express love and receive love, and there's so often a misunderstanding, this river of love has become dammed. Dammed, I'm not so good in English, but I mean with dammed here that there is a dam, a blockage in our hearts, and our love is not flowing freely because of fear, because of maybe disappointment and frustration. And this love which flows is therefore creating problems. When energy is not coming out, when energy is not working freely, you become diseased. When the circulation is blocked, or the nervous system is blocked, or the different physical energies are blocked, you become diseased. And this has happened to most of the human beings. This strong current of love is a river of love which is meant to go to God and which is divine. But because we have blocked this in this world, because we don't live the life of ecstasy, we don't live the life of love, we are afraid of giving, we hold back behind our facades, behind which we protect our insecure egos. Therefore, we are frustrated, and our life is a struggle for existence. The human being still feels some love, even when he has dammed or closed his love of God. He experienced something which is called an overflow of love. Do you know what happens when you put a dam before a river? The water will rise, and then it will flow over. So in the human, the divine love is closed up in most human beings, but they experience what flows over. They experience, for instance, love for money, and then that love is called greed. Or they experience love for a beautiful woman or beautiful man. You know, when you drive to Mumbai nowadays, you are bombarded by these beauty queen, and there are advertisement looks that kills, and and all kinds of enticing advertisement meant to direct that love which is blocked in some shallow way towards human bodies, and then it becomes lust. It's not the real ecstatic experience. Or even something pure, which is considered pure. A family man, like I saw, who loves his child. The original powerful flow of the river of love is now experiencing an overflow towards his child. Do you follow? You follow. But whenever something flows over which is damped, it's not as strong as the original current.